Chapter 7. Lightship Fuel Delivery. Captain Star was most furious when he heard what had happened with the Angel Anna. He had already heard about the fuel drivers and Captain Fuel arriving in Big City Port from Grampus, but hadn't taken it as a threat. Now that he had heard that the newcomers had stolen a liner from them, he was angrier than the Starfleet had ever seen him before. He crossly ordered them to do some odd jobs while he would go around to pay Captain Fuel a visit. When the Star Tugs returned to the pier at dusk, Captain Star had managed to calm himself down, but he was still cross, although not at his tugs.
I've spoken to this Captain Fuel. Apparently, when the fuel drivers took the liner from you, they just stopped it. However, that isn't the point. I tried complaining to him about it, but he would have none of it. And we're going to have to put up with having the fuel drivers in Big City Port, so we're going to be competing with them from now on.
Oh no, groaned Top Hat moodily, as if just competing against the Z-Stacks wasn't bad enough.
I don't like it any more than you do, Top Hat,
boomed Captain Star,
but there's nothing we can do about it.
I don't suppose the Z-Stacks will like competing against them either, muttered 10 Cents grudgingly.
Now then, time for you to dock here for the night,
Captain Star continued loudly.
Except for you, 10 Cents and Sunshine, time for you to make your nightly fuel deliveries to Lillie Lightship.
Now there's one vessel that's fuel-driven who isn't as bad as those newcomers, muttered Sunshine quietly. Say hello to Lillie for me, old darlings, mused Hercules, as the two switchers made their way out of the Star Dock. 10 Cents and Sunshine collected a barge containing lightship fuel, and then made their way out of the port and out to sea. They were still feeling a little glum about the fuel drivers stealing their work from them. Even if they don't replace us, said Sunshine sadly, they'll most likely steal work from us. Yeah, they seem to know all about stealing work. Literally. By the time darkness fell, the two star switchers reached Demda Rocks, where the beautiful Lillie Lightship was anchored. She was very pleased to see her two friends who had brought her fuel, but then noticed that they were sad. Hello, boys. Why the long faces? Hi, Lillie, 10 Cents replied glumly, moving the fuel barge alongside her so as to refuel her. You know, we've been having a bad day, and every day from now on could be a bad day. Would you like to tell me about it? I'm a good listener. Lillie gave the switchers a sweet little smile. So they told her everything, starting from when they heard about the fuel drivers coming into Big City Port, being more modern and threatening to replace the Starfleet. Then they went on about how they met Gangster and how aggressive he had been. They concluded by telling Lillie about the fuel drivers stealing the Angel Anna and how angry Captain Star had been. Well, Captain Star can't go blaming you for the theft of the liner, said Lillie. It wasn't your fault. No, it isn't the fact that Captain Star was angry that's making us sad, sighed 10 Cents unhappily, though at this moment he felt a little proud to be defending his captain, even if from a statement made by a friend. It's the fact that these fuel drivers will be working in Big City Port from now on, so that means they'll be taking all work from us, Sunshine added. Oh dear, I do hope not, worried Lillie. I wouldn't want anyone else bringing fuel out to me instead of you two, even if they are more modern. Just then, the three of them heard the sound of a modern engine. They saw Gangster coming towards them. The aggressive leader of the fuel drivers had spotted the fuel barge. Ahoy! Is that tugging fuel? Oh, you must be one of those fuel drivers, Lillie replied, scowling. Yes, I'm Gangster. No, this isn't tugging fuel. It's fuel for lightships. And even if it was tugging fuel, I wouldn't give it to you. Well, that's no way to treat someone new, Gangster sniffed. It is if he steals work from tugs who have been working here longer than you. Yeah, we want a word with you, Gangster, put in 10 Cents angrily. What do you think you are doing, stealing the Angel Anna from us? You should be thanking me, Gangster smiled smugly. We saved you the bother having to dock that liner. But that was our job, snapped 10 Cents. If you're gonna be working here, you need to be assigned your own tasks, not take tasks that other fleets do.
And don't you even think you're taking our job of delivering fuel to Lillie? Snarled Sunshine aggressively. Pooh! We fuel drivers do much more important work like docking liners. We don't waste our time doing not so important work like taking fuel to stupid lightships. Lillie is important! Yelled 10 Cent, sticking up for Lillie. Whatever. We'll replace you oldies in doing all the important work. But if you're lucky, maybe you'll be allowed to stay in port and do this stupid work you call important. It's more important than what you'll end up doing, argued Sunshine, which is garbage and dredger detail. Gangster pretended not to hear. Now if you don't mind, I can't stop to listen to your oldie remarks. I need tugging fuel, and lots of it. With that, Gangster swung around, facing away from the angry switchers and headed back to port. I say, boys, you were right, muttered Lillie, feeling very offended by Gangster's remark about her not being important. He is aggressive and horrid. Yeah, I'm gonna hate working with him, 10 Cent sighed wearily, tired from the arguing. Don't listen to what he said about you though, Lillie. You are important and special. No vessel out here would be safe without your light, added Sunshine. Speaking of which, is it ready now? Lillie turned on her light, which shone brightly and rotated inside its beacon, lighting up the darkness of Dender Rocks. Yes, it is, thanks. I'll keep shining it for you and the other stars. There might be light for you if you're going to be working with Gangster and the rest of his kind. Oh, thanks, Lillie, smiled 10 Cents, feeling better. We'd better get going. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, added Sunshine, remembering, Hercules says hi. Okay, thanks, smiled Lillie brightly. Bye, boys. And with that, the two star switchers turned away from her and headed back towards Big City Port. Chapter 8. Replacement for Toes. The next day was no better for either the Starfleet or the Z-Stacks. Wherever they went, they found the fuel drivers left, right and centre doing work, but mostly they would be looking for more tugging fuel. Why would they need so much fuel? Top Hat sulked grumpily to OJ as he was on his way to pick up Eddie and Frank, when he met the old paddle tug en route to the old quay with Little Ditcher the A-frame crane. I really don't know, Top Hat. OJ frowned. But I'm suspicious. They may be more modern, but I don't think they need to take on fuel as often as they claim to. We don't need to restock on coal that much.
If they do need to take on fuel so often,
put in Little Ditcher optimistically,
then that's one advantage you have over them. They're taking on fuel too often, which is a waste of good fuel which can never be brought back.
Ha! So much for modern being better! Top Hat chortled, his spirits rising.
Yes, but as I said,
OJ sighed,
I don't think they are taking on all that fuel. I suspect they are using it for something else.
At the edge of the port, the 5 fuel drivers were gathered around each other. Captain Fuel had sent them off to gather more tugging fuel barges. Now remember, Gangster ordered sharply, the whole reason we're here is for those tugging fuel barges. We're not here to dock liners. We just docked that one yesterday so that the oldies wouldn't suspect anything. But Gangster, wouldn't they suspect something by now? Mugger put in worriedly. Since we stole that one from them yesterday, they could be— Shut it, Mugger! Now spend the whole day looking for plenty of those barges. How many does Captain Fuel want? Asked Animal. I don't think he'll ever be impressed by a certain number. And neither will I. You know those barges are worth a lot. So come on, lads. Let's get into port and start searching.
Oi, gringos, you guys going into port?
The 5 fuel drivers jerked with fright when they heard the voice. They hadn't noticed that Izzy Gomez had been dozing nearby. But the old tramp steamer from South America wasn't asleep now, and was now eyeing the fuel drivers. Yes, we are. Gangster stuttered nervously, worried the tramper had heard everything. Oi!
Oh, because I need a tow to unload these bananas. I'll give you 25 if you take me in.
25? Pushover sneered. That isn't much. Not as much as what we're after. Hey, listen, said Gangster nervously to Izzy. You didn't hear what we were discussing, did you?
Okay? Me? Oh no, amigos. I asleep. I no listen to what Tugs had to discuss. I just wake up and hear you going into port.
Oh, that's good. Gangster relaxed and turned to the others. I guess we could make a little extra. Every bit counts, you know. You guys go into port and make a start. I'll tow this tramper in and join you later.
Gangster!
Cried Mugger. You said we weren't here to—
Shut it, Mugger!
Immediately, the other fuel drivers scampered away towards the port. Gangster moved to the starboard side of Izzy's bow, threw a line on the old tramper, and started to tow him towards the port.
Oh,
Izzy cried with awe.
this the smoothest tow I ever had.
I take it you guys are modern, no?
Yeah, notice we've no stacks.
You're much better than the Tugs they usually tow me. They always offer me tows too expensive. So I refuse to pay and offer them my own price, but they don't accept and leave me.
Gringos. Who needs them?
Well, don't you worry, my South American friend. Soon we will replace them, and when we aren't busy doing our main work, we'll tow you for a cheap price. As they neared a port, they saw Zoran towing a barge of stone and Warrior with Lord Stinker. Zoran was amused to see that Gangster was towing Izzy.
Well, you've managed to find a tramper stupid enough to choose you to tow them. Don't expect any high payments from him.
I'm not, Gangster smiled. I'm towing him because we're friends now. I've agreed to give him as many cheap tows as he likes.
Eh? You must have left your mind back from where you came from.
Izzy, why choose him?
Warrior cried in surprise.
We're giving you tows most of the time, especially me.
Correction, amigos. You've offered me tows, but you rarely give them to me because you never accept my price, and you always stop me from getting in on my own.
Well, because that's against the law.
Who cares about the law? Gangster muttered quietly.
What? Zoran snapped.
Oh, nothing. Come on, Izzy, my friend. Let's get you into port. With that, Gangster began towing Izzy away. Warrior watched sadly until they were out of sight.
I don't believe it. Izzy, my friend, choosing those troublemakers over me.
Well, to be honest, Warrior,
sneered Zoran cruelly, I think most trampers and liners would choose them over you. You bumped enough of them for a lifetime. Now I'm going off to deliver this stone, and then I'm gonna see if I can find those other fuel drivers. They owe me a bit of money. And Zoran returned to port and raced away with his barge of stone.
Never mind, Warrior,
said Lord Stinker sympathetically.
I'll always choose you over both the fuel drivers and the Z-Stacks.
Oh, thanks, Stinker.
Warrior began to pull away.
Just one thing, though.
What?
Warrior stopped, but Lord Stinker kept floating and once again bumped into Warrior's stern.
Oh! Just be more careful with me, please.
Sorry.
And Warrior began towing the garbage barge back into port.